On to the final AFC North team, and I dread that we have to speak about this team because they are disgusting.
I don't.
They
it's
are
so fun.
horrific. They don't deserve to win games, but they somehow
Don't they?
always manage to do so.
Give them that damn respect, bro. The Steelers.
They don't deserve any.
The Pittsburgh goddamn Steelers. They win games. That's it. That's what they do. That's what they're doing. What they have to. It's ugly, and it is dreadful, and it doesn't make sense, but it's damn effective. They have been outgained in every game.
Bro, it's a light schedule, bro. Like
I get that, but like,
this schedule will eventually,
bro.
It will eventually ramp up.
So
I don't expect them to be in the playoffs. If the Steelers are in the playoffs, something has gone horribly wrong in the AFC. I'm just throwing that out there.
Or horribly right.
Shout out to all the guys on Pittsburgh that are playing incredibly well. Do not get me wrong. There's some talent on that team, but they're not good.
Hey, man, they named Jalen Warren the starter. If you don't have him in fantasy football, go pick that boy up. Go.
I actually do have him in multiple leagues. I tried trading him for a quarterback. Bro, I tried trading him for a quarterback in BTB this week. I offered Dean Jalen Warren for Brock Purdy. He had Jalen Hurts, and he declined it. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? I just need a quarterback. But yeah, Jalen Warren's been phenomenal. The last few weeks, Jalen Warren has been an animal. He's been the clear-cut best running back on this football team. Shout out to Najee Harris, peaked in his like third year in Alabama. But all in all, this team is not good. Kenny Pickett sucks. Like, let's call a spade a spade. Kenny Pickett sucks. George Pickens don't even want to be there no more. And then, I mean, granted, it's a good defense, but it's not great. It's, in my personal opinion, you have the two elite edge rushers. Minkah was injured. Jordan Love also sucks. So, like, who are you playing? Like,
Jordan Love does suck, man.
Jordan Love is atrocious. So, I don't know. I'm gonna stop shitting on the Steelers. I'll let you guys have the floor. You guys speak on this. I'm done.
I mean, it's just like I said. It's ugly. It's dirty, but it's effective. And I don't understand.
Right.
I don't understand how it works. One thing is, I think Matt Canada is on the sideline now, and the past two games that he's been on the sideline, their offense has looked much better. Like, much better. They've been, for whatever that's worth. I mean, like, I'm looking at
they've ran the ball well.
Yeah, they've ran the ball really well, and yeah, Deontay came back, and they just forgot George Pickens was on the team. He's not happy about it at all. He's been pretty vocal about that. But
Deontay didn't do much in this one either.
No, he really didn't. But yeah, the Packers suck. I will give you that. Their run defense is god awful.
Yeah,
god awful. They get at Cleveland this week, at Cincy the week after that, and then Arizona. So yeah, that's kind of rough.
This is Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh at Cleveland, at Cincy versus Arizona. So we're gonna see what they're made of these next 2 weeks. Like, they get their away games in division. Definitely gonna see what they're made of. But hey, 6-3 is 6-3. That's all they care about.
I mean, look, the final score, I should throw this out there, 23-19. But Chris, what are some of your takeaways? How do you feel about the Pittsburgh Steelers?
It's a miracle. It's a miracle that they keep winning games. I know everyone's talked about the stat, but it really is crazy that they haven't outgained a single opponent so far this year in yards. And they're what are they? They're 6-3?
6-3.
Like, that's really, I don't know. Like, we could say it as many times as we want. It's not really ever going to settle with me. Like, it doesn't make sense. You need to move the ball to win football games, and they're not cocky. They're doing the exact opposite of that. The exact opposite of moving the ball, and they just continue to get these lucky breaks and win football games. And then, in this game in particular, you establish an efficient run game, and that's where things get scary. Because not only does that help you move the ball, but that makes Kenny Pickett's job a hell of a lot easier. But in this game, like you said, Jalen Warren finally had the breakout game. He bursted onto the scene, 15 carries for 101 yards and a touchdown. And Najee Harris wasn't bad in this one either. 16 for 82, 5.1 a carry and a touchdown himself. And if you have these two guys, Najee hasn't been great in his career, but Najee has specific traits and specific skills that stand out. And you combine him with, it's kind of like a fire and ice type of thing. You combine him with a guy like Jaylen Warren, who's super elusive and can make these huge explosive plays. And now you're cooking in that backfield with both of them. And I mean, you look at the past 2 weeks, they're fifth in the league in success rate on running plays at 46.9. And then they're third in EPA per play on rushing plays at a 0.158. Like they're running the ball. And, we could come on here and talk about the Steelers and shit on Kenny Pickett for not being good, but that's boring. That's what everyone else is doing. They're winning football games. So let's talk about why they're winning football games. And we know this defense is elite. Any defense with TJ Watt generating pressure is going to be, probably a lock top 10 defense in the league. And they have pieces all over the field. Hopefully Minka gets healthy for them. But we know this defense is not only really good, but they're really good at generating turnovers. And they will, they'll take the ball away, which obviously always helps. And then if you're able to run the ball and control the time of possession like they have the past 2 weeks, then this team becomes very dangerous.
Did you guys see Minka called the play at the end of the game? He was on the sideline, and when Jordan Love threw the pick in the end zone, they were on the sideline, and they came out in man. And Minka was, I don't know what he said exactly, but he was like, no, change the play. And then they call a timeout. And everyone was like, why is Pittsburgh calling a timeout? And then they lined up. They brought everyone back in the end zone. And they called it, and they got an interception. And that was Minka's play. So, hey, man, he's done. He's got a job.
He is so incredibly smart as a football player.
He really is.
They're missing him for sure. When they have him back, defense will be clicking on another level as well, I'm expecting. But yeah, I mean, look, when you got two edge rushers that have the ability that TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith have, it's elementary from that point forward. I mean, you're going to create pressure. That's just the fact. But when you play better quarterbacks, they're going to be able to handle that pressure better too. So the 2 turnovers from Jordan Love, it's just becoming a trend. Like Love, we don't need to talk about the Packers. Jordan Love has turned into what I feel like Jordan Love prior to the season was like a 50-50 guy. Like if the Packers were going to be good, it was going to be on Jordan Love. If they were going to be bad, it was going to be on Jordan Love. And we ended up getting the bad. We ended up getting a quarterback that is just really bad at football. And so, yeah, I mean, if you look at the Steelers' entire schedule, I mean, honestly, I'll go through all of their games to this point, the wins so far. So all their games, we'll go down the standings. The 49ers, game 1, they got blown out, beat the brakes off them. Week 2, they beat the Browns. Week 3, they beat the Raiders. Week 4, they got the brakes beat off them by the Texans. 5th game, beat the Ravens 17-10. Rams, that was, another, I guess, quality win. Beat by the Jags, beat the Titans, beat the Packers. Okay, so they have a couple decent wins in there. But all in all, I don't know, man. This is not a good football team. And let's keep in mind that game that they played against the Browns that they won, that was the game that Nick Chubb ended up unfortunately destroying his knee. So and had 70 yards like midway through the second quarter. So but yeah, I don't know. If they continue to win, I guess I just have to give it respect. It'd be hilarious if they get outgained in all 17 games and somehow have a winning record.
They win like 10 games,
Just like Mike Tomlin.
That's why I feel like this team is dangerous. And I wasn't high on the Steelers coming in, but they're obviously not going to not outgain a single opponent for the entire year. Like they're going to outgain someone at some point.
I mean, they play New England in Week 14, so they
got
it. They got to outgain them.
Right. So, like, realistically, at some point, they're going to start outgaining some opponents. And if they're winning games without doing that, like, I feel like if this team starts clicking in the slightest bit on offense, they're going to be hard to beat. They're ready.
That means they're going to start losing games. Naturally, that's the entire script. But
I just feel like if they're able to win so many games the way they are right now, the offense, like, I'm not saying Kenny Pickett has to have an MVP second half of the year type shit, but if they start clicking a little bit, there's no reason this team can't be like a real life threat. I don't know.
There's too many flaws.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't trust Kenny Pickett in playoff football.
It ain't even just Kenny Pickett. Like, it's so much more than just Kenny Pickett. It's an offensive line that can't really pass block. It's a defense that has struggled to stop the run all season. Doesn't have quality corners whatsoever. I mean, Patrick Peterson's probably their best corner right now, and that boy is mostly washed now. Still solid, but nothing special. So, all in all, like, yes, they have an elite 2 players on defense, 3 players, but it's not a good defense overall. And not to mention they just lost Cole Holcomb, I'm pretty sure, as well. So they're beat up, bro. They have 2 linebackers that I'm pretty sure are out for the season. Minka's injured. And then obviously, you figure out the rest. But no, this is a team with too many flaws. Way too many flaws.
They just keep winning.
I can't see it happening anymore. I think this is it. Like, this is where it starts to go downhill for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They will end up with at least a 500 record. I guarantee it, because Mike Tomlin, he's built himself some equity here now. What happened?
Can't go 500. There's 17 games.
Well, you could tie.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So, but yeah, and they did that. I'm pretty sure they did that last year. They went 8-1, or something like that. But awesome. Regardless, it's over. It's done. This was the final week. I'm putting the claim in. The Steelers are done. They're going downhill from here on out. I think this is the beginning of the end.
What if they just come out and put up 40 on the Bengals or the Browns, whoever they're playing? The Browns.
They just 40-piece the Bengals, beat the brakes off them.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett starts his MVP second half.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett's just gunslinging. That'd be crazy.
I mean, that's just how I feel about them. That's it. This is it. So, who's going to?
Shout out the Steelers though. They're playing Steeler football, man. They are doing just enough to win.
Yeah,
that's what they do.
AFC North is some disgustingly bad football sometimes. So,
yeah.